to have basically a complete capitulation of your business. Yes, so welcome back to EveryTrade behind the build. As you can see, the sun is shining in Manchester and the sun is shining on us in this yard. We are in full processing mode, which is good. This yard needs to be processing for us to make any money. The model is bring the muck in, process it, sell it back out, bring in some primary aggregate, sell that out also, and it's great to see the noise of industry. As I talked about on last week's video, the bottleneck is definitely our little crusher. But I'm just gonna hang fire. I'm gonna try and get it through to next year, then we'll take a view. Unless a mega offer comes up for a crusher that we just can't turn away, we're gonna crack on. But yeah, you can see our old conveyor is doing its job. What we've got to watch out for, things like this, bits of plastic, we don't want that. But yeah, it's all doing its job. So I'm in a part of the yard that you've not seen before. We've got one of our vans in, and that's because 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗗𝗟 is fitting out this old container. Actually, you have seen it before. I showed you the other week, didn't I? What we've done, we've turned it 90 degrees, and it's hard for you guys to get perspective, but this sort of links up the two parts of the yard that we had, which is great. It came up, I didn't really want to spend any more money, but I didn't want to miss out on it because someone else would have got it. So what we're gonna do is set up a little office away from HQ for me to come here a couple of days a week maybe, or a couple of hours a day, just to sort of work, keep an eye on the yard, learn about the yard more and try and get it going on the right path. Also, it'll give us a place where if we do bring customers in, we can get them in there, take card payments and that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll show you more about what's happening in there later. These are good, aren't they? It's annoying that you've got to have safes in your van, but it's just the way of the world now, as you know. Loads of I've not had a van done for 2 weeks, so probably want to get done tonight. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, so this part of this yard here will give us a bit more space. It's already concreted. We can store a bit of our plant. I'm going to make a bit of a bay where we can back the trucks into, and we can work on them. When the trucks have had their PMI, so their 6-week inspections, there's obviously a list of defects. Dale can jump on them in here. We can't take the trucks over to HQ where his other workshop is. So yeah, it's given us that little bit of flexibility. But yeah, we'll show you more about what's going on there as it progresses. We're going to try and make it half decent. I'm not going to spend loads of money there. The idea is I'm going to basically use the materials we've got scattered about from other jobs. I don't want to spend a single penny on materials in there, but yeah, it's good. So what we're trying to work out is how we could potentially get a bit of a wash bay in here as well. Definitely being able to wash the trucks is massively important. We've had some feedback from one of the last PMIs is that a load of the sensors were going off because the underside of the trucks were just too muddy, and this is why people are spending loads of money with World of Fabric making these wash ramps, aren't they? Our main concern is drainage. It's all well and good jet washing the vehicles, but that water's got to go somewhere. So yeah, I just love it. You can see the yard in full effect. We've got the utility company that we work very closely with tipping off at the moment. We'll then reload them with our recycled MOT and they'll go back out. Here, we're going to store all our plant. This is our old Yanmar. It's looking pretty dirty. Again, this needs a wash off. It's come back off one of our jobs. I was looking at micro diggers and I thought, do you know, I should probably upgrade this, but I mentioned it a few times. It just literally is no point because we use external ground workers like James now anyway, and if we've got our own job to dig out, then this is sufficient. But yeah, if I had my way, I'd have every single piece of plant going, but I really want to make sure we're running as lean as possible in this business now, not have expenditure and overheads that we don't need, because ultimately, if times do get lean, and they've been quieter recently for a lot of companies, then I want to make sure that we're fighting fit. So this bad boy, our 𝗕𝗨𝗃𝗟 K4, was definitely our best investment. If I'd known this might be available to us a long time ago, I 100% would have made sure we bought it, and probably not bought other bits of kit that are maybe now surplus to requirements. What we've got in here at the moment is a lot of different piles, and it probably looks like there's no organisation, but there is. The Dig and the boys, Alan and Terry and Dave, have got a really good system here. We've got really clean hardcore that's come off the oversized belt here. That now has basically got no mud on it, it's ready to be crushed, and then that'll be going straight out the door. This stuff here is like 40mm down stuff, which you think, oh, it's perfect to go straight into the crush pile, but it's wrapped in mud, and it's because it's just been so muddy, it needs to go through the trommel. So the trommel is going to get back in use at some point, but at the moment we're just leaving that there, let it dry out. It's actually going to rain tomorrow, which is really annoying, so we'll probably get a bit muddy again, but once that's dry, we'll probably then put it back through, straight into the trommel, and then that'll go straight into the crusher then. And then obviously we've got our monster pile, which we're trying to work through. We will get there with this, and it is all good screenable product that we can make into a sellable product, but at the moment it's just, yeah, we're just working our way through it. It's a bit of a Jenga app because we're so busy on grabs and stuff that we actually are running out of places to put stuff, but having a yard has its limitations depending on size. You know, it's, in an ideal world we'd have a massive yard, but it doesn't permit yet. But long term, my aim for this setup, which I've shared all along, is to have a place where we can process our own stuff, sell it back out, and have other people tip with us, and be a bit of a facility where we can recycle everything, pretty much everything except clay. If I could find a way to recycle clay, i.e. a wash plant, I would do it, but that is definitely in the future. But yeah, this, honestly, best purchase we've ever made. Absolutely made up with it. It's expensive, but it definitely stacks, definitely stacks. You know what I've noticed now? That Type 1 has gone back to being this sort of limestoney colour, very light colour, whereas you might remember a bit ago, it was very dark grey. We've got some of it at the back there. I don't know, is that because it's come from a different quarry or something? I know there's some experts out there that'll tell me. I assume it's just come from a different quarry, but that is how I expect Type 1 to be. We're selling quite a bit of primary, but it's definitely not the big seller. You've got to have it because people want it, but really, it's not something I'm interested in long term. What I'm interested in long term is the recycling piece. I think that is what's got the real upside growth, so that's where we're going to focus our attention. Over on Project 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗃, which is mine and Alex's commercial development, the boys from Rhino Piling are backing with our groundworking team, 𝗕𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗧, and they're now getting everything ready for concrete, ring beam and concrete, but we're only having to underpin that unit, which I talked about in previous episode. Hollywood, the man that was up to no good, caught that, so let's go have a look. So you've not seen this man before. This is Kai that works in the yard, does about 2 or 3 days a week for us, learning the ropes, good lad. People have been saying about hard hats, everyone's got a hard hat now. This is actually one of those baseball hard hat things, but yeah, I can see Allen's on the machine here. Filling this hopper on this crusher is a fine art. The jaws on this are about 650 by 500, I think. So obviously that limits the size you get. And what I've noticed quite a bit is that it blocks up quite easily. If you don't load it in the right way, it just jams and it slows us down. So what I found, or what we found, is that if we have someone like Kai here just pulling out the bits of plastic and stuff like that, it does make the process a little bit more streamlined. Obviously it's expensive, it's more labour, but it turns out a better product, and until we get that bigger crusher, it's the best thing we can do. But yeah, that's it for today at EveryTrade. I'm in my element here, love the process, going, waste, sellable products, love it. Back tomorrow. So on my way to HQ, good morning. Last night, like probably a load of you guys, I watched Daniel Louise's Ashville's video, which I think we all knew was coming. Pretty sad, to be honest, really sad actually, to have basically a complete capitulation of your business is one thing. A business that you've grown, given birth to, and when you start your own business and you grow it, it is like your child. But to have that capitulation in public is not nice. And I bet his ego is pretty bruised. I bet his confidence is knocked. And I bet his energy levels are low. But you know what? He's owned it. And that's what he had to do, in my opinion. If you put yourself out there on forums like this, then, you know, people feel like they should get special access to you. And I think those that were in business and you could spot the warning signs, it was pretty obvious. I've thought it for a while that something wasn't right. That yard move was pretty crippling. You could just tell moving business premises on any scale is crippling for a business. It costs money, but to have to spend what he spent just to get to a level of normality for how he normally trades must have absolutely wiped him out. And he's obviously made a decision to get rid of the truck side of the business, which I can understand that because we've got old trucks and that's painful. But he's got new trucks and they probably don't break down as much, but still, trucks cost money. So many people have told me and warned me about not doing trucks, and it made me think, actually, maybe we shouldn't ever push that side, and maybe actually what his plan is now is what I'm actually trying to do, is the recycling, the processing, becoming the infrastructure. He's well sorted. He's got a massive yard. He's got that railhead, which is amazing. What a tool that is. If you can monetize that, then he's got a great business. But I imagine the rent is naughty down there. And I imagine there'll be a bit of legacy issues, you know. I know people that have had the rugs pulled from under them, and that's what's happened to him there. Reading between the lines, he's done a big refinance. He's obviously not been able to meet his obligations, and if that happens, they come after you. They put you into administration, and that buys you a bit of time, but if you can't refinance or pay off the debt, then they'll put you into liquidation and they'll sell your assets and try and get the money back, and that's the way it works when you get charges put over your business. So, yeah, I've been close a couple of times, probably not on his level, and it's horrible, but it must be really horrible to do it so in public, because within the industry, he's known. People know about him, and I saw some horrible comments in his, mostly he got positive comments, but I saw some horrible ones, like people like wanting him to fail, and someone being racist. Actually called someone out in his comments, like, what? Well, racist? I can't believe this. Oh, it's 2025. I don't know how anyone would get pleasure from seeing someone else fail. Nuts. But yeah, I feel a bit like torn. Like, on a personal level, I tried to reach out to the guy a few times. I believe he's seen like messages and he's not interested, and that's fine. But so I don't know him. He's not my mate. So I feel sorry for him. But as someone that I look up to and respect in a professional sense, and he's inspired me and a lot of other people to, you know, extend myself and take risks and try and build that grab and aggregate side of my business, which I wouldn't have done had it not been for him and D&J Projects. And obviously I'm really good mates with Dave now. It's a different relationship. It's not a YouTube relationship, it's a genuine friendship. But, you know, it's so in that way I feel sad, because we're very lucky to have people like Daniel who will put their business out there so transparent, you know, and I hope that his videos continue. I'm sure they will, because the numbers and the views he gets, it's a business on its own, you know, and I hope he gets the recycling side and the yard side and that whole thing, you know, flying, and I'm sure he will, because people like him can't be sort of held back. It's just entrepreneurs, you know, you win some, you lose some. In America, businesses, it's sort of accepted that your business will fail a few times before you succeed. Elon Musk had failed businesses, do you know what I mean? So it's not, but in this country it's a bit of a taboo, and almost like failures it excites people. It's weird, whereas, you know, I just feel sorry for him, because it's not nice doing it in public. You can see the pain on him. I think I heard his voice crack a little bit, and I felt, you know what, I thought, that guy's suffering, and I feel it. But listen, if there was anything I could do for him personally, I would do it, because I really respect him, and anyone that inspires me, and anyone that is in business and like-minded, I've got respect for. But yeah, just to have like a complete capitulation in public, not nice, not nice. But he'll come again, and you know what they say, the cream always rises to the top. Back in our little world, over on Project Adelaide, which is one of mine and Alex's HMOs, we're getting closer to getting these finished, painted, done and dusted, and ready for the tenants to move in. We're up against it now, because we've got a lot. We've got actually all these rooms, all across all of our portfolio, all of our rooms are rented out. So we need to make sure every single one is ready for occupation. So let's have a look at how we're getting on Project Adelaide.
So thanks, Chris, and welcome back to Adelaide, which is now in full flow. Kitchen is going in, all the floors being fully tiled. Ross and Ray, dad and lad, a second fixing, putting a laminate in. Upstairs, skirt arcs, doors, all the bathrooms are tiled as well, so they're ready for second fix. But the kitchen looks good, to be honest. We've gone for this range on here, which is the blue and the grey. A little bit different this time now. We done this range a couple of years ago on Cameron Street, which is one of the first ones that Niall filmed for us, which is probably 5-6 years ago now, and we went for this colour scheme back then. So again, we just brought that back in to try and come up with something different this year. That one worked quite well back then when we did it, which is nice. Inside, all the laminate, as I say, has gone down, so we put the protection down so it stops us from having to scrub it to death at the end of a job. There's always people still working, doing other things, gets paint on it, whatever, it takes forever to clean it down. So what we say is, let's pay for the Cordex protection, put it down, and then saves a lot more money at the end in terms of labour, having to clean up and scrape off all adhesive and glue and paint. And you can do that for a bit of camera footage. So yeah, so inside, as you can see now, skirts are going on, all the final bits of second fix going on for Ross and Ray. Bathrooms just need grouting up now. Paul's working his way through doing them, and then they're all done. All the door casings are in, ready for doors to start getting swung. As I say, once he's done all the laminates, skirt arcs, and he'll start getting all that in, then getting it all played up nice and neat. Protection going down as and where. And yeah, all the sills are on. Nice sunny day outside as well, so it's nice and clean. And the project is good. So in here now, all we need to do is let these finish off, get everyone out, clear down, and then next week our painters then going to come in and start decorating down after everyone, and doing all the final bits, getting it all nice and painted. We'd start getting the rads on the walls, and then look to start getting furniture here, so we're not far off. Just need to keep going at the pace we're going at on here now, and then another couple of weeks and we'll be finished doing all the final bits that we need to do to get it all nice and dressed, and it'll be done and dusted with enough time left for the students to move in, which is going to be on the 1st of July. Make sure it matches the tile same.
Yeah. First thing, that'll be right once it's dry.
Oh yeah, go for that then, mate. Yeah. Be sound, Paul.
Shiny.
So you're just going to grout up all of them now then? You're fully tiled everywhere now?
Everything's downstairs. I've just got to do the arcs now with the lads, put them in.
Oh yeah.
And then grout them up.
Oh yes, you grouted the ground floor, haven't you?
That's all grouted, the ground floor, yeah. It's all tile and grouted.
Sound.
So I'll just go down now, put last bits in the arcs, and then tomorrow grout everything up completely.
Sound.
By tomorrow night then it'll all be, everything's finished.
Sound.
And then Friday, hopefully the towel. Have you picked the towel up the stairs?
He's come to see me today.
Or is he?
Yeah.
If we get that in for Friday.
I've picked it, but he's just said, let me show you it first. So Paul's just been showing me the tile growth. So now, like you would have seen on Greenbank, the tile growth that got used wasn't what we wanted and we didn't like it, so we had to like obviously scrape it out and cost money. So this time now, what we do every single time now is do a little test sample, even though it's wet, and it will dry lighter than that, just to give us a feel. But I've made sure this time where we get our tiles from, the supplier gives us a colour match so that the grout matches the tile as best it can, because I want it to try and feel seamless. I don't want to see a grout line. I want it to try and feel as though it all blends in as well. So I reckon once that dries, it should be there or thereabouts. So Paul's just going to whip through now and get everywhere grouted up in the bathrooms. So yeah, our printed concrete has been done there now. As I say, we do this ourselves. Little DIY job that we do. It's the cheaper version than doing it the proper way, which is on your driveway. Still the same method, just that it doesn't cost us as much, but it just gives us a nice finish. So it's just going to dry. Once this gets finished off inside the house, we'll clear down and we'll put a nice sealer over this, give it a nice bit of a shine. And then each year when the tenants move out, we can just wash this down, and nice and easy to wash down. Anyone who's been smoking any ciggy butts or anything else just washes through nice and easy and collects, whereas if you were to tile this or flag it, sometimes you can just get in the gaps and stuff. Some people put stone outside, even harder to deal with on maintenance side, so we just want to try and keep it small. Just a few little snags to the outside which we need to pick up, bit of silicone on the windows and stuff like that. Outside we need to do the waste, but as I say, all the second fix side that gets done in by Alex on the toilets, bathroom, showers, he'll come out and drop in and put that stack in there as well and get all the waste tied in nice. Need to just clear the plastics back. That little bit there needs burning in on the continuous dry verge. Don't know why it's bent, doing me head in. But yeah, other than that, we're near enough there. This is like the nice little bit now coming towards the end. All the messy work's nearly finished, and we can start painting down, seeing what we're working and what we've been left with, and then it's the case of fitting out, and that's it. So yeah, and then outside, as I say, we just need to get that dirty piece of metal off up there, clean back, paint down all the sills, get rid of some of the old cables that we don't need, fit the outside light, clear away all of that, pour some concrete in there to get it all nice, tile step down, paint all of that in, have a nice final wash down, and then the silicone round the door, round the windows, and then we're all ready to roll. The weather's lovely today. So yeah, with all that being said, and you're back over to Chris in Manchester.
1900 wide this. That's
honestly, it's one of the biggest we've ever done. So, spring has sprung in Manchester. Popped over to Project 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗗 with 𝗕𝗨𝗏 West just to have a look at how we're getting. The boys, ground workers at 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗏, have now finished, and we're ready for the next stage, which is 𝗕𝗨𝗏𝗏 West. What are you doing over there?
What? Don't come over. Don't come
yourself over here.
Oh, okay.
What's next, 𝗕𝗨𝗏𝗏 West?
Ring beam going in. All the steels for the ring beam.
Please, can you explain what a ring beam is for those that don't know?
The ring beam is. I actually don't know exactly
you don't know
what it
yourself.
is.
Good architect, mate. No, so basically, I'll step in here before we lose all our work. A ring beam is a steel mesh cage that runs right through the fastened into these piles, and then it's tied in, and then all the concrete runs over that, encapsulates it, and basically makes it absolutely solid. These buttons are 1900 wide, even wider than I can reach, which is not that hard to be fair. They're absolutely huge. We could probably build a skyscraper here, but we're at the stage now where we're all dug out and ready to go. If you'll remember, we had to do this in a bit of a strange order. Normally, on a piling project, or any ones that I've done, let's take my weight. Yeah, all right. Normally, you would excavate down to a level, piles would come in, put the ring beam in, pour the concrete, nice and easy. But because the ground was so poor here, what do we have to do? 𝗕𝗨𝗏𝗏 West, please don't mess this one up.
We had to.
Right, anyway, so what we had to do. Are you okay today?
Big as the sun. It's going somewhere.
I know, it's crazy. Because you're a ginner, aren't you?
Yeah, that's to hide.
Yeah.
So I'm in the trench.
So what we had to do is excavate it down a little bit, reduce dig, get the really rubbishy clay out, put a piling mat in, so that's like 6F2, R6F2 that we sell at aggregate yard. Mate, we're messed up today, us. This is outrageous.
It's the sun.
I know, yeah.
We're not used to it.
No wonder we don't get any views. So then we came in, piled it. These bad boys got driven in. How deep?
3 meters at the back, 3.5 at the front.
Yeah, 3 meters. It's normally 3 meters as a minimum, so it must be decent ground somewhere down there. And then they pour concrete in these, And then we came back and dug round the piles, which is not the way I'm used to, but I get why. Now we're ready for concrete. Do you know how many cubes of concrete are going in this?
No.
Mate, you do not know anything. I thought you were running this job.
No, don't know how much is in.
Do you know what? Hollywood, send your drone up in a minute. Let's have a look. Have a guess. Let us know how much concrete you think's going to go into these strip foundations. So yeah, if you look round here, come on T-Burn West. Let's try and dig you out of this proverbial hole that you're in.
Yeah.
So there's a step foundation here. Tell me why there's a step.
Just so we're not having to dig down to 900 the entire way around.
Right. So why do we have to dig down this deep here though?
So it's where the retaining wall's going and where it's going to be taking most of the lateral force. That's why we've dug deeper.
So yeah, we've put a few quid into this. To be honest with you, it's hard because it's an internal job. We're probably not running the numbers as often as we normally would do if it was a private job for a customer. But I think we're about, with the piling and the groundworks, we've got to be 35, 40k in already.
Yeah.
In the ground, we've not even laid a single brick yet. But it was what was going to happen. It was a challenging job in between two other units. I think a lot of people probably ruled this plot of land out. It's been here, it's in a great spot in Stockport, which is a very vibrant, commercial, up-and-coming town, isn't it?
New Berlin.
Yeah, a lot of gentrification, isn't there?
Yeah.
What's gentrification mean? You'll pull out of this.
Gentrification is when new money is coming into a once run-down area, and you get your sort of yuppies coming in.
Yuppies?
That type of thing. Yuppies,
that's
classic.
my ambition to be a yuppie.
Classic one.
When I was young, like Del Boy. I always remember in Only Fools and Horses where he was calling someone a yuppie, and the guy goes, "I'm not a yuppie," and he went, "You are. Oh, you are." Like it was a compliment. I love Del Boy. So yeah, well done. People with glasses are normally quite clever. You pulled it back there. Yeah. So yeah, Stockport, good area, but we only took this build on because we knew we bought the land at the right price, and because we own a construction company, we've got the tools to get ourselves out of a hole. So yeah, let's have a look around. Get me up here, lad.
Yeah, you got that. Easy. Don't say so.
Don't say so.
Don't say so.
Okay. We're over at one of the units, which is to the left, my left, to the right of where we're building. And you can see, we talked about this in early videos, and you saw the boys at Rhino doing it. We've underpinned this building. We think what's happened, this is built on a raft, which is a big concrete supporting slab, which is a great way to build. That also acts as a floor, and they can build off of it. But something's happened over the years. We like I said before, we've found a running spring, which is still running now, which we've got to take care of. And when we dug down, their raft was completely undermined. It was terrible ground. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And are you sure?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. So another unforeseen cost, underpinning. People are terrified of underpinning. It's not really. It's quite simple. It's got to be designed right. We had to get an engineer to design it. But essentially, all you're doing is reintroducing concrete under the supporting raft to make sure it doesn't sink anymore. So talk us through this little detail here, TB, what's actually happened.
So we've got, like, obviously...
If that's okay, if you need any help, let me know.
Yeah, no, I actually know what's going on here. So there's a wet mix of concrete that was basically poured under that the same day it was dug out. Yeah. So James and the boys dug it out. Yeah. They put some sacrificial props in, like acros, to basically hold up the...
So it's crazy that really, because they literally get underneath it, jack it up so it's stable, and then leave them there forever. They'll be obviously stainless steel or something.
See them under there,
yeah.
And then they basically shutted it out, poured all the concrete in there up to a certain level.
So that'd be this level here. They left it to set.
They left it to set overnight, and then still while the concrete was like dry and while it was still pretty green, they could get in and put that dry mix above, which would negate any shrinking, which was all approved, obviously, with the neighbours. His engineer looked over it, confirmed
Building control signed it off.
Building control signed it off, everything.
So that mix there will have a degree, because concrete can shrink. That'll be non-shrinkage. That'll have some non-shrinking properties, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Because obviously, it's all well and good building this massive lump of concrete, but if it shrinks, then if there's a gap, and it'll move. Yeah. Well, out of interest, what do you prefer, a wet mix or a dry mix?
Me, I like the wet mix.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. You gotta watch them ones in glasses. But yeah, the project's going pretty well. I'm happy with it. Another project's going quite well. So we've gone from this big, heavy construction, 35, 40 grand in the ground, to a little garage conversion, but we love all types of projects here at EveryTrade. Let's go and have a look at Project Mellowstone and see how the boys are getting on over there. HQ now, T-Burn West, who is Bernie Wood when he's on the camera, right behind the DJI now, he's wounded because he thinks I've stitched him up there, but he just said, I zoned out a little bit. I think I caught him off guard. But genuinely, any customers that have just sent over money for deposits, for drawings or anything, he knows his stuff. I can hear KTM and Danny selling the dream to a customer next door. It's been really good, actually. We've now got the facility with the big screen and everything to bring customers in so we can work through their prices. Sometimes TB will get them in to design their buildings in real time. It's great, actually, and customers are saying it's really good because they can actually sit there and imagine it, because we can show them stuff in 3D as well, so I like that. But yeah, I'm still reeling a bit from the Ashville thing, really. I know I've spoke about it before, but it's still, I find it really like a bit shocking, because it's someone that I've looked up to, and pretty much, even though I've probably been in business not much longer or shorter period of time than him, but it's someone that I've kind of like has driven me to make big moves in our world. So yeah, I don't really know how to respond to that. It kind of makes me want to look at everything about our business and just make sure we're in ship shape. But yeah, back at the yard, I can have a look on the camera here now. We are refurbing the container that you saw yesterday, and Shelmo, a guy I don't think you see much on camera, is working on his own at the moment, but he's absolutely smashing it. You can't see Danny. How did that go? All right? How did that go? Sold the dream? Yeah? So let's go and look at how Shelmo's doing on the cabin.
Jackson.
Beatbox.
I can't. He's recording now.
I know what you just said. Man said he can beatbox, said he's going to do it on camera now. He's bottled it.
Do you want me to actually do it? Because I could get signed.
Yeah.
And then you won't have anyone to do this, will you?
It's funny, actually, because I think I mentioned this before, but KTM and I were a bit like NERD. The cool kids, I know who they are.
We were definitely nerds.
Yeah, we were. We got some beats there, and yeah, I would send over an idea, it was terrible, then you'd send back an actual good beat. I've got them in my Yahoo Mail saved. I'm going to roll them out one day.
Keep them locked away.
So how'd you get on there? Did you sell the dream?
Yes, looks like we're starting that in 2 to 3 weeks, which is good.
It's
an extension over around the corner in Reddish. They want to go ASAP, so we just said we can move some stuff about.
Can we do it?
Because we can push one of the more flexible jobs back and bring stuff forward and make it work. So
weird,
yeah,
though.
it worked well.
We've not had any extensions for ages, have we, really?
We don't do half as many as we did, which is probably a good thing.
We used to have absolutely loads on, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the trouble is with extensions is because we're a bit more set up, established, got vans, grabs, offices and stuff, we're not always as competitive, and we also know how to price them to make money. However, they said that we were one of the more competitive. Well, it's not the cheapest, which I never want to be, but we weren't the most expensive, so it's good. But I know a lot of you guys out there are set up for extensions, and that's all you do. Some people just do 1 or 2 extensions a year, and that's all they need. It's just not really our model, but I'm happy that we've got one under our belt. Yeah,
get started.
Yeah, they seem like a really nice couple as well. It's good working with nice.
The mad thing with them is we did like one tiny job for them.
Did we?
2 years ago, and that's kept us in there.
Yeah, and they didn't sue us.
No, didn't sue us. It was one of the first ones that we've not been sued by.
Yeah, that's good though when you get sued though, isn't it?
That's the aim of the game, isn't it?
Imagine it gets clipped up and just sent out. Yeah, right. Anyway, it's nice. Hope it's gonna be nice tomorrow. Is it gonna be sunny in tomorrow?
Stockport, yeah. Stockport's always blazing.
Yeah, not sun though.
Yeah, but you know, we'll take what we can get, won't we?
Yeah, you're a big fan of Stockport, aren't you?
Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
See you tomorrow.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back. It's Friday. We're in a good mood, our kid? Always. Jumping for joy. We love a Friday. We're going for Friday beers, TB.
100%.
Who else has Friday beers? We like it, even though we're trying to be clean living. But we just, I love the camaraderie. It's good just if you had a tough week, which we have, to be fair. It's been a challenging week. Lots of cash flow challenges this week. Even, I know every business has cash flow challenges, but January, February into March is definitely where we get ours. Hopefully that will ease a little bit as spring and summer comes in, because people start pressing the button on projects, we get things moving, we get busier. But the thing is, we are quite busy. That's part of the reason why we got cash flow challenges, because arguably you're trying to fund so much at once. And this business, our business, is set up on a weekly basis. We pay our guys weekly. A lot of our suppliers, we're always hitting our credit limits. We've got to keep paying them all the time. So really, I'd love a business where literally at the end of the month or the start of the next month, all your bills are due, you pay all your salaries, you've got all the money there to do it, bang. But I've thought about switching to that model previously, but it scared me, because what if the money wasn't there? What if one person didn't pay you, and that meant you couldn't pay your suppliers, you couldn't pay your guys? So I kind of like the bite-size flexibility that working week to week does, although it can be a little bit feast or famine. I noticed someone else the other day said I speak in short bursts, and I am quite sorry about that. I don't realise I'm doing it. I'm just trying to think about what I'm going to say next, because I'm not a TV presenter, I'm a chancer builder. Yeah, that's it. Speaking of chancer builders, speaking of progress, because you know I like progress, the Emperor shop is almost ready for occupation. Few finishing touches, then we're going to go down there and show you around it, hopefully in next week's episode. But we've acquired a car for our amazing branch manager, property manager, Lindsay, and we're having it signed up. So let's go and have a look at how that looks. Really pleased with that. We've gone for quite a simple design, nice and clean. The shop is mega, honestly. For those that have been watching for a while, you've seen the progress of the shop, but we kind of had to put it on pause for a bit because we had client working and our own stuff. But the aim is to really try and get a foothold in the market there for lettings, management and sales, and we've actually been instructed on a couple of houses to sell now, which is amazing. So there's another little business that's cooking nicely. The website's live, Lindsay's full-time with Ray there, so we've got 2 people working in the office and then Alex is overseeing. We're building a nice sort of like meeting room, which we might start doing a couple of podcasts from there quite soon. So yeah, speaking of cars, Dale, we had some private work coming. It was an MOT failing. We just thought it might be interesting to sort of show that journey. I don't know whether you guys like the mechanical work in there, but I know a lot of you guys love Dale, and he's so versatile. He's been in the yard this week. He's been looking after this car you're about to see, repairing our stuff. He said he loves it because he literally doesn't know what he's doing one day to the next. So yeah, let's go and have a look at Dale, the human Swiss Army knife, in action.
Morning guys, so first job for me today. This van for a customer's come in. It's failed its MOT. It's failed on a offside coil spring front that's snapped. It's come in failed for the wipers, insufficient wipe, and what else? One more thing. Oh, the horn isn't working. So ordered all the new bits, hopefully get it all sorted within the next hour and show you how I get on. But yeah, the piece of the spring is actually here. So that is the front spring, which is in there, this here. This would have gone on the bottom part of the spring, which has snapped. You know, this happens with the potholes. So the amount of potholes that are in Stockport or wherever you're from, they're everywhere and they ruin your car. They can knacker your tyres, they can knacker your rims, they can knacker your springs, ball joints, anything on your suspension or drivetrain. It knackers. So, yeah, I'm going to crack on with this and get it smashed off. See you in a minute. There you go. So easy in and out. If you need, if your car's failed MOT, it needs sorting out, give us a call. I can get you a quote or any pre-MOT stuff. So if your car's due an MOT, I can give it a bit of a, once over health check, make sure that it will pass. So yeah, over and out. See you in a bit.
So I'm in a part of the office you guys don't see that much. This is an office within our HQ that we rent out to our friends at Opal Electrical. Do a lot of our electrical subcontracting. But thought, you know what? We haven't seen Hollywood up to no good on camera for a long time. He's been with us now how long, Hollywood?
About
Try and act happy about it.
about 14 months now.
Yeah, it's flown, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I am.
Do you reckon? Yeah, because I reckon Hollywood's someone that wants to keep improving his craft and learning. I think you've come on loads, but what do you think?
Oh, there's always room for improvement, brother.
Yeah.
Always.
But it's also about striking the balance, getting these episodes out. Because we're crazy in that what we shoot this week, we put out on Sunday. It was even worse when we were doing 2 a week, wasn't it? Which I'm not saying we won't ever do again, but it's too much pressure on me and this guy. So, but like last week, the episode, we what time did you finish editing it?
About 2:30 in the morning.
That is a Sunday morning with it going on YouTube at 9 a.m. on the Sunday morning. Actually, at the point, normally I like to get it, check it, just give it the once over and send back notes and he'll do it in real time. However, I just had to go to bed, I had to be up early, I was shattered. So the first time I saw it was when you saw it and we noticed that Hollywood up to no good, didn't have his headphones in, and he a bit of the levels were a bit high and stuff like that. So, but no, it's considering the limited time we have and what we get out, I think it's impressive. But there is that temptation to try and skip a week and then get over 2 weeks, but we've just not managed to do it yet. But I thought a few of you guys might like to know about Hollywood. So Hollywood, when did you come over to? Because you actually are from Hollywood. Well, you're from California, IA, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Whereabouts in California?
I grew up in a place called Gardena, right next to Compton. So,
Compton, yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought you were in Inglewood.
No, my mom used to live in Inglewood, but we grew up in a place called Gardena. So
Is it nice? Is it a nice part?
I mean, it is now. It wasn't in the 80s and 90s growing up, but yeah.
So you went from Hollywood to Huddersfield, basically, didn't you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And now he works in Stockport.
Yeah.
And where do you live? Derby.
Yeah, I live in Derby now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a globetrotter. So this guy as well travels some distance to bring you guys the footage, and obviously it's great for me to work with Hollywood because I tried having a videographer in the past, and what I found was if you haven't got that rapport, you're not relaxed around someone, because I don't want to be on camera, believe it or not. And having someone that I can relax, and it was a big relief for me. I mean, we kind of galvanised that when we got that very first episode out, didn't we? We did that like 4 a.m. shift, didn't we?
That's right.
Yeah, ended up sleeping at my house, and because we were talking about trying to get an episode out for ages, and it just was never happening. So one day I said, right, let's just get it all shot, and we're going to go to my house, and we're not going to leave this room until we finished it. And we did, didn't we?
Yeah, well, he left me, actually.
Yeah, that's true. No, I was asleep on the sofa, and he was like, yo, man, wake up. Wait, check this out.
Yeah, he actually went to bed at like 3:30 a.m. or something, and I stayed up till like 5. I must have had an hour nap. And
then I came down at like 7, and he was still at it. I didn't think. I said, do you want a drink? Because he doesn't really drink, and he was like, do you want an alcoholic drink? And he's like, man, you got any liquor? I was like, what did you have? I kind of what it was. It was like, got any Hennessy? Bad accent, innit? Yeah. What do you reckon? What do you rate my accent?
It was not Hennessy I asked him for.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's trying to stereotype me here, but it's all right.
Yeah. KTM's on the camera. KTM gives you best American accent.
Man, what the hell's going on, goddammit? This office, man, this drives me insane, baby.
To be fair, KTM's amazing accents. I'm trying to get him to do them. But yeah, how's this week's episode looking?
This week's episode is looking good. I do want to say this, though. Listen, you guys don't realize the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes. So make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Polished. I like it. Yeah, he's right. He's right. There is a lot of work and people take it for granted. A lot of money as well. And a lot of time and a lot of late nights by this man. And to be fair, what he produces in the time that he produces, especially on the montages, they're not easy to make. But yeah, he's got into the rhythm. We appreciate him. He's good. Nobody be poaching him now because we've got big plans still. Yeah, this is just the start. But yeah, we appreciate you, brother.
No problem, brother.
My man, that's what you do in America, isn't it?
All right, now get out of my office. I got to work.
Yeah, sorry, gotta go. Yeah, we got to be out by Sunday. So another member of the team that I know you guys love to see is the human Swiss Army knife. How long have you been here for? You just been speaking to Hollywood there. How long have you been working here for now? About the same time, isn't it?
I think Hollywood's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I started in December, didn't I? So
Yeah.
it's coming up.
Did you think you'd be a YouTube sensation when you first
No.
started? Yeah. How's your week been anyway?
Yeah, busy.
What have you been
doing? There's an MOT failure for a customer.
Oh yeah, have you seen that? You need to
some of that.
turn them lights off when you're filming in there because it's like a strobe light. It's causing Hollywood to have epileptic seizures.
Yeah.
No, yeah, what else?
Servicing some of the plant over at the yard.
Got a lot to do there, haven't we? It's busy. Issue is now is downtime, isn't it, with the plant?
Yeah, it's quite hard to juggle it because we're getting busy over there. It's hard to take a bit of plant and get it sorted, isn't it? So,
We'll do weekend shifts. Start working weekends. But you're always busy at weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, make the most of the time.
Motorbikes and all sorts, aren't you? All action guy. What do you reckon anyway to his new gowns? We've hooked him up. We've gone a bit welder fabber and got him that. Look, they got the. Actually, you can tell it's working though because look, it's filthy, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice. It's a game changer that for you, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well better.
Yeah.
Especially it's fire retardant as well. So
I'm going to regret saying what I'm about to say, but I do think we need to think about getting you a bigger van. But what will happen is now he'll send me about 200 vans that he likes, and they're never cheap. Yeah, but I think you are maybe outgrowing this van now. But the vans are so expensive at the moment. Like we're looking at the fleet, and this is one of the main reasons we've got Dale, is that we need to hang on to the fleet we've got for as long as possible because to replace, say, this van here, let's say on finance we're paying 250 quid a month for this. This van now on finance will be like 400, 450 for the same kind of term and deal. It's outrageous. So that is the problem we've got. I was speaking to someone that works for Royal Mail, and they've got like 11 plate vans,
really?
And they've just kept them, and they've rather than replace the vans, they've took on mechanics. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, we'll take that for you. Yeah, business has got to keep moving. You're on YouTube, you know that.
Good. Again?
You got a criminal record. What is this? Who's the nutrition? Is that yours, TV? Who's bulk nutrition?
Ian Langshaw.
Oh, Hollywood up to no good. He's trying to bulk up. He's trying to bulk up. Yeah, go on. TV, we saw it. Cheers, mate.
That'll do.
Definitely not for me. So yeah, see, mad stuff that happens. It's gonna be good. Wow, man down. Yeah. Anyway, so you're all right though, Dale? Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. All right,
Good.
we'll get you a bigger van.
Easy.
Whoa, what's this? Whoa, wages, man. Oh. So Dale is now on the camera now because what I'm trying to do is keep Hollywood locked in that room until we've got the episode in a position where I can check it today. It may or may not happen, but that's it for another week at EveryTrade. Bit of a mad week really, and still sort of trying to process the whole Ashville thing. And obviously I know he doesn't watch our episodes, I'm sure he doesn't, but I really do hope that him and anyone like him and going through the position that they're going through get through it, and he'll be all right. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy, and the cream always rises to the top, as I said earlier this week. But yeah, hope you've had a good week, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Man United versus Arsenal today, so come on, United. I'm hoping for maybe a 4-0 loss. That would be a good result for us. So yeah, have a great weekend. Come back next week, and I'll see you then. Nice whip.